Amber having cancer. Oh, okay,
There we
there
go.
was kind of a two-parter there. That is a good way to
Sorry,
wrap
it's
that
because
up, though, because I did see a lot of
the mouse
questions
slipped up.
pertaining to that as well.
You're okay.
Like, I don't know. Beck, like, did you hear verbatim the doctor say you have cancer? I guess that's just the best way. Or I do enjoy how this person stated it. Do you feel like you weren't given the full truth? Did Beck? Oh my.
With the whole cancer thing, all I know is that we did go to the ER. She did have a DNC. They were like, we found, cancer cells. We're going to have to send you to a cancer specialist. They sent her to a cancer specialist. She had surgery to have stuff removed. And then after that, she didn't get treatment. She didn't go back to the doctor or anything like that. So honestly, I don't know 100% if she just had cancer cells or if she actually had cancer. When it comes down to it, I am not sure anymore.
I've just watched this, and I'm going to tell you what I think Beck was trying to say just now. My interpretation of what was said. Not a dissection, not a dismissal. Literally, what I took from what was just said. Amber had an emergency DNC. They found abnormal cancerous cells. She had a hysterectomy, and after that didn't have any follow-up treatment that you would expect from somebody who had been diagnosed with cancer, such as chemo and radiation. Now, I have actually researched this. I researched what Amber claims to have had, which is stage 1B grade 2, and a hysterectomy is the normal course, the normal reaction, the normal treatment. There is no chemo or radiation therapy afterwards because it's very, very low grade and has a very low risk. The recovery rate for 1B grade 2 is 85% or higher. It is a very low risk cancer, but it is cancer. It doesn't require chemotherapy or radiation treatment afterwards.
And that's what I got to say about that. I'm not sure anymore.
I don't know. I remember when everything was going on that she said that like they found cancerous cells, but she couldn't fit in the PET scan so that they could see cancer. And she said, I have to lose weight to do that. And she obviously still hasn't done that. So.
Right. Yeah. She was supposed to get the PET scan, couldn't get the PET scan because she couldn't fit. Yeah, I don't think there was ever a update from that. I don't think so.
Nope.
And what I've taken from this part is the follow-up you get after such an invasive operation is a scan to see if everything is fine, if there are other cells anywhere else. And Amber, as we know, we saw it, she went to go and get a scan and didn't have it because she didn't fit. There was no follow-up because Amber has never gotten small enough to have the CT scan. So my interpretation of this is Beck says she had cancer, says she has a treatment, doesn't know what has happened since, cannot comment on what has happened since, if there's been any development, if the cancer is there, if everything was fixed, because Amber since then has never gotten small enough to have the follow-up scan. This is what Beck is not unclear about. This is what Beck is unclear about. She doesn't know about any of the follow-up stuff afterwards because Amber has never had the follow-up stuff, as in the scan, not talking about radiation or chemo, literally the scan, because Amber has never made enough of an effort to get small enough to follow up, to find out if the cancer was removed in its entirety and whether it was anywhere else. That's what Beck is saying. They don't know. They are not dismissing the fact Amber had cancer. And this is Amber's response.
My ex is talking shit again, both of them. No, I'm really here just for one reason only. I'm going to wait until more people come up in here. I'm sure no one's going to actually give a fuck. But just from my well-being, we're going to chat for a second. Yep. Sorry, my hair's been like this all day, but it's like time to take out these. I'm sure people will watch this on repeat, not on repeat, but on, what's it called? Because I'm going to leave it up. So I chose, which was very hard to do. I'm not going to lie. It was very, very hard. I didn't watch what Beck and Destiny said. It was very hard. Very, very. I wanted to click it a million different times, but I'm actually trying to like do what my therapist says. Like I'm trying very hard. But I went onto Instagram and I couldn't even believe how many people were like, "Oh, you lied about having cancer. I fucking knew it." I was like, what the fuck happened? Like, genuinely, what happened? So I'm going to show more medical proof. Okay, that's fun. So I signed in to my health chart, and I'm obviously going to block the address of said place and the doctor name. But this is just the notes on the doctor chart that said, I had the pleasure of seeing Amber Reid in a follow-up in the office today. So this was after my hysterectomy when I had a follow-up and got scheduled to do another CT scan. So it was after my hysterectomy, which during my emergency D&C, they biopsied. That's when they called me in front of Beck on speakerphone, because they do not deliver cancer news while you are alone. That's what they told me. They said, "Are you near anybody?" I said, "Yes, I'm with my girlfriend." They said, "Can you put it on speaker?" I said, "Okay." They said, "Are you sitting?" I said, "Yes." Then they told me. I started bawling my eyes out with Beck right next to me. Flash forward, we go to several appointments. We go to several oncology visits, etc., etc. Beck is in the room with me every single time. And then my mom comes to visit. My mom is in the room with me every single time, both of them. Sometimes it was only one of them because it was during COVID. So then I had to choose between the two. But then I had my hysterectomy. I was in the hospital for 4 days. Beck didn't leave one time. Beck did not leave one time. There was a doctor and a nurse in there constant, every 20 minutes, checking on me, telling me about my results, etc., etc. Beck was with me the whole time. So if Beck is going to sit there and say that they don't know if I actually had cancer, you're either lying for money or you really truly never gave a fuck about me. Miss Reid is a 29-year-old patient who underwent a total abdominal hysterectomy. These words are huge, so if I stumble, I'm going to apologize. With bilateral blah, blah, blah on July 15th, 2020, with final pathology revealing stage 1B, grade 2 endometrial cancer with 56% myometrial invasion and no blah, 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 blah. So this is from the actual where I went, the documentation on the actual app. So there is the proof. Beck, you are disgusting. You can say whatever you want about my hygiene, about rags. I don't give a fuck. But to want money so bad that you're going to sit there and dismiss myself going through cancer when you literally saw the whole journey and you were there right next to me, fuck you and goodbye.
Other people watched the live and decided that what Beck had said was that Amber didn't have cancer, or that she didn't know for sure whether Amber had cancer, and therefore DM'd her in Instagrams, and she instantly reacted to that without finding out what was actually said. Now I have a few comments, just a few. Hello. One, as a rule, doctors and clinics don't like to give bad news, such as a cancer diagnosis, over the phone. And in fact, there is research that suggests only 15% of people have received their cancer diagnosis over the phone. That doesn't mean it didn't happen. It's very likely that the doctors felt, given Amber's size and mobility difficulties, it was easier just to say it over the phone than to get them to come back in. So I'm just stating this as an FYI. I'm not saying that didn't happen. I'm just saying it's unusual, but it happens. Saying that the only reason that Beck is claiming you didn't have cancer is for money is quite frankly bullshit. Beck is answering a question given by somebody else. They didn't know the question was coming up. It wasn't pre-planned. And yes, you're obviously very bitter, Amber, about the amount of money Beck and Destiny are making. It is written all over your face. Anyway, Beck did not say these things. You didn't bother finding out for yourself. You literally listened to other people who do not have your best interest at heart and ran with that because you like the drama, you like to be the victim. This suited your narrative of portraying Beck and Destiny as being the bad guys. And you did watch it. There's no way on this earth you'd physically be unable to watch it. But the moment Beck said, "I don't know," you instantly saw red and didn't listen to what was being said. Anyway, here is a follow-up post from Beck in her community posts, amending the misunderstanding. Hey guys, so after getting off live, I just wanted to say while I do like the ankle, I didn't watch his Q&A beforehand to figure out what kind of questions he asked. I know some people will think they weren't all in the best taste. I do want to say though that I was not trying to imply at all that Amber Lynn did not have cancer. I was just trying to say I can't confirm for you myself the details of what happened. I don't remember all those details, but it was live and I was nervous and I definitely didn't word that as best I could. Please don't take any of that to mean that I didn't believe her or that she didn't go through to the doctor or have a hysterectomy. It was a scary situation regardless of the details. I need to clarify that for everyone. Thanks for watching. So that live was really big and intense this morning, and we were not expecting all Amber's of that. Video has since been deleted. I just thought I'd add that final part. Maybe Amber realises the mistake she just made. It's unlikely, but one can hope.